I'm going to take this opportunity, however, to suggest that we all hail Heroic. Oh, that's all I'm saying.
Forgive me, Doctor. I'm receiving a number of distress calls. I don't doubt it.
Y'all remember to get your waitresses. Have a mighty fine night.
You come in peace, surrender or be destroyed. Here to make war, we surrender. False good, important news are new pieces.
When the appointed hour arrives, the Marauders will deactivate their cloaking devices and begin transporting Klingon shock troops directly to the landing zone.
Landing zone? Where? Tell me.
Why not? Your feeble weapons will be useless against kill all your males and take your females to mate with.
All right. Now the Federation's taking over, whether you like it or not. You people, you've been running this planet like a piecework planet. From now on, it's gonna be under one roof. You're gonna run it like a business. That means you're gonna make a profit.
Look at these 3 words written larger than the rest, with a special pride never written before, or since. Tall words, proudly saying, "We the people."
Hi, I'm Nicole DeBoer. I played Lieutenant Ezri Dax on DS9, and I welcome you to Birdo Prey 5 channel. Hail Karoga.
Hello world, it's Birdo Prey 5, Qapla, and welcome to DS9 Wednesday for April 27th, 2022, and apologies to John DeMarco and Resolute Germ, Captain Trek, and everyone else who might usually join me for a Deep Space Nine Wednesday, because I accidentally set it up the old way where only I can speak and no StreamYard support. And by the time I realized my mistake, it was way too late to fix it. So we'll be going on today with only me talking over the stream. Believe me, it was not by my choice. It was my mistake. And we got to do it quickly too, because I have physical therapy today. Anyway, Not Ryan Johnson was first in the chat way back at 10:40 this morning. Says, hello and Qapla, hail Karoga. John Araki says, make that river great again, referring to the title of today's episode, Treachery, Faith, and the Great River, Season 7, Episode 6. It's the episode where Nog teaches Jake, teaches O'Brien about the Great River. And Weyoun VI, I believe, one of the Weyouns defects to Odo, and the next Weyoun clone has to get him to kill himself. 54.5 Access Radio's in the house. Qapla 54.5 Access Radio. Josh Street's in the house. Welcome, Josh Street. Kronos is in the house. Oh, Kronos. Kronos says, damn. It's about time I caught a bird stream. Welcome, Kronos. And Richie Poole's in the house. Welcome, Richie. And Kronos says, you do realize Bird will never see this part of the chat. Well, I skipped ahead to see if there was anybody who used that Birdo Prey 5. John DeMarco says hi to Kronos. Kronos is keeping the tab open like Birdo Prey's 100 tabby thing going on. And Kronos asks, is there anybody out there? Is there anyone home? Yes, yes, I am. CDJ is in the house, says, greetings, fellow maniacs. Richie Poole says, the great river of Karoga. That is what Karogans call their open air sewer system. No. CDJ says, we have an open air sewer system in the UK. It's called London. Kronos says, hey to CD, and it says, Bird's going to be late, but I wasn't late. I was not late. John Street says, hey, Kronos, Emperor of Moths and the scourge that keeps Birdo Prey 5 awake at night. No. John Street says, Kronos, we can't be like you living in Birdo Prey's closet. CDJ says, moving is nuts, but I can still get better internet at my cousin's place. 900 M per second down, 150 up. That's pretty good. Kronos says, oh, great closet jokes and fly into the fire because talk about moths. CDJ says, the one thing I can't stand is crane flies, plus really big spiders. Yeah, no spiders, no flying insects at all. That would be my preference. John Street says, Kronos, did you forget to leave them fireproof jackets for Christmas? I don't know what they're talking about. Kronos misses cassette tapes. And then I came up and said to John DeMarco and others who normally join me, I messed up. I accidentally set up without StreamYard support. So today will be only on me on stream. And John Araki with $1 super chat. Thank you so much, John Araki. John Street says, Bird of Prey. John already said that he won't be making it for this stream about 3 hours ago. Well, then it's a good thing. Well, not a good thing, but I'm less sad that I effed it up. Kronos is Bird of Prey. What is next time? That means next week, Kronos. Next Wednesday. John says, it sounds like I picked a good week not to make the stream. Catch you guys later. Thank you so much, John DeMarco. If you had to miss a stream, this would be the one to miss. CDJ says there was an old video game in the 80s called Obsidian. It was crap. You say so. Kronos says, Bird of Prey. Hey, Bird, come out and play. No, birds know better than to play in the spring. Josh says, remember, if you want Romulan Bird of Prey to see your comment, put at Bird of Prey 5. So the Romulan Bird of Prey will see your at Bird of Prey 5, and it will read your Bird of Prey 5 comment unless Bird of Prey 5 is being evil. Kronos asks, why is Bird of Prey 5? Then he says, this is better than a DS9 episode. Captain Trek says, greetings. Greetings, Captain. Keely Chow is in the house. Qapla Keely Chow. Everything jumped. Everything jumped. Josh says, remember to go to Bird of Prey screening room to watch along with Bird of Prey, only while he is streaming the episode at www.birdofprey5.com/SR. Absolutely. And Josh says, but remember not to watch after 7 p.m. That is Bird of Prey's alone time. Mike Richards says, greetings from Columbus, Ohio. Bird of Prey and chat. Greetings, Mike Richards. Don't eat after midnight either, says Kronos, who also says hello to New Dax. You get credit, Kronos. You get credit. The Random Menace is greetings from the future. Hope you are not well. Wells are deep, dark and wet. Hope you are fine. Thank you, Random Menace. Kronos says, Bird of Prey, you had a snuggle buddy that confused you. No, No, I did not. No, there was no snuggle buddy. There was no happy ending. Chronos says Bird of Prey. Wow, you didn't cheat for once. Roxal says make sure you follow Bird of Prey 5 on TikTok. It's not me. If there's a Bird of Prey 5 on TikTok, I assure you it is not me. It'll be a cold day in hell, as I told that to Roxal, before I'll be on TikTok. John, although I guess I was already technically on TikTok 2 years ago, a year and a half ago. I got over it really quick. John Araki, super chat. Thank you, John. Chrono says bees rock. No, I don't like bees. I do not like them. And Chrono says, I waited all this just for Bird of Prey 5. I want my money back. Well, you didn't pay any money, Chronos, but yeah, there's no refund is needed. Chronos says, Bird of Prey, I could be dead by next week. I blame you. And Chronos, so could I. So believe me, I don't like the fact that we missed a week. We missed a week. But it's not something we're going to make up for today. Chrono says, how is Mamo Frey doing? Mamo Frey is doing well. She's waving. Thank you. Carlo Albanese is here. Qapla Carlo. Jason Scott says, Star Trek is dead. Long live the Orville. Well, Jason, I will, certainly long live the Orville. I will continue to rewatch Deep Space Nine, Voyager even, Enterprise, TNG, and of course, TOS for as long as I can. Because no matter how many times I watch, I still find an episode I don't remember ever seeing. Chronos paid in time. Well, that's true enough. That's true enough. Okay, guys, we're going to go ahead and watch. So head over to the Bird of Prey 5 screening room, which I also forgot to open. So, son of a bitch. I will get that set up. I have to give myself a leader position. And then we have to choose that from Twilight Zone to Deep Space Nine. And okay. So, yeah, we're going to do the countdown. And we're going to start. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we have it's Kira getting a back rub. A little lower, a little lower, a little lower, she says. Oh, Odo's doing the back rub. Hope it taught her a lesson. Never pray. Spring ball against the changeling, says Odo. She's like, just for that? Next time, she's not going to let Odo win a single game. Said, then you better work on your backhand. Ooh la la. She just wants to sleep for 2 or 3 days. Oh, Odo got a nerve. Kronos is Bird of Prey, you're an asshole. Yo, well, then keep firing. Kronos says, I did play in time. Josh Street says, fire all the torpedoes at Bird of Prey 5. Josh Street says, Bird of Prey, no screenshots. They're there, but they're transparent. I got to fix the transparency. Okay, I'm fixing the transparency. Let's see. There we go. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. Your screenshots have been restored. Quark wants to know how long before the promenade is fixed up, his bar is empty. And he says, is that a threat? Nog says they're working his class as fast as they can. Quark is saying he's going to file a protest as chief of the Promenade Merchant Association. Cisco says, put it in writing. Quark is going to go find a pad. So he asks the chief how long. He's like, oh, how much? Chief says he should be done by end of day. He's like, oh, I'm not asking about the Promenade. I'm talking about the Defiant. The last time he walked on Defiant, he felt 10 kilos heavier. He says, it's going to take 3 weeks. And he's O'Brien says it's going to take 3 weeks. Cisco says it's going to take 3 days. He has 3 days. And O'Brien says, no, it's not going to take 3 weeks, 3 days. That's what it told them, that it's going to take 3 weeks to get a new whatever stabilizer. And Cisco's like, that's your problem, not mine. And Nog says, I don't need to sound negative. I don't see how you're going to get Defiant ready in 3 days. So Nog's like, what's this quartermaster you've been dealing with? Chief Willoughby. Willoughby, is he married? What's his first name? And he's like, what the hell does that have to do with getting a graviton stabilizer? He's like, he must get hundreds of supply requests every day. He can't possibly fill them all. So he puts everyone on a waiting list. And he says, yeah, that's what I would do too, says Chief O'Brien. So the secret is to put you at the top of the list. The best way to do that is to form a relationship with him. Get to know the name of his wife, his children. Find out what he likes to eat. In Willoughby is from a Twilight Zone episode, a fictional town where life was like it was in the olden days, which the 1950s people was like the 1890s. So Nog is going to get him what he needs. So Chief Ryan says, fine, but don't do anything I wouldn't do. And Nog is like, I can't operate under those types of restrictions. And he's like, fine, just don't do anything that'll get us arrested. And he'll do his best. Kronos says, I thought you weren't going to do this. What? Fix it? Kronos says, it's peeps like you that make me drink more. I'm sorry, Kronos. I was trying to help you to drink less. Anyway, Odo is meeting with he thinks a old-time informant, but it turns out it's Weyoun, and we're all shocked. And Weyoun says, Founder, it's an honor to stand in your presence once again. Where's Gul Lassault? The Cardassian Central Command had him put to death almost a year ago. He regrets having to deceive him, but it was the only way to get his attention. So Odo's like, I'm here. What do you want? To serve you, says Weyoun. He no longer considers himself part of the Dominion. And Odo says, you're defecting? And he's like, do of me what you wish. I place my fate entirely in your hands. And Kronos says, I'm learning from you. I've got multiple tabs open. Kronos says, I was probably drinking water. You don't know. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, do, do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, do. Do, 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Dun 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 dun. Dun dun dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun dun dun. Dun 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 dun. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun dun dun. Dun 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 dun. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. NB Geek, let's talk is in the house. Qapla. Chronos says, Bird of Prey, you have always been and shall be my friend. Live long and prosper. Thank you, Chronos. I hope you are not standing in the engine compartment, succumbing to radiation. Okay, so Weyoun is telling Odo, we really got to get going. The Jem'Hadar are hunting for him. Odo's like, you haven't answered my question. Why did you decide to defect? He realized his place is with Odo. Odo says, you could do better. CDJ says, I hate my current ISP. I think I'll just lay things down to crappy non-fiber speeds. Rage. Oh, Odo, Weyoun says, of course I'm crazy. Everybody's trying to kill him. It's like, because this war was supposed to be over months ago. When things don't go as planned, somebody's going to take the blame. But right now, it's him. Right now, he really should be going. Odo clasps his hands. It's like, think about it, Odo. The information I possess could help the Federation win the war. Odo says, and you're willing to share this? All you have to do is ask. Odo says, we've heard rumors about a Catcher Cell White storage facility somewhere in Sector 507. Like the selectors in the Penosa system. I can provide the exact coordinates. Okay. Odo to the Rio Grande 2 to beam up. DS9, they put the beam up right into the computer. They never needed a person to actually beam you up. And regardless of the ship, whether it be a Defiant or a Runabout, I assume regardless of any ship, it would just beam them up. According to Odo, Weyoun is just another prisoner. And Weyoun says, you have no idea how much it pains him to hear him say that. So we're back on DS9, and Nog says, I spoke to Edgar. He's like, who the hell's Edgar? Says O'Brien. He's like, your new best friend, Edgar Willoughby. He has a daughter, age 8, and a son, Edgar Jr., age 4. Anyway, he's got a week before he's going to get the stabilizer, but the USS whatever has an extra stabilizer. So he says, O'Brien is like, why would they give it to us? And Nog's like, well, they're not going to give it to us, but they might trade. He's like, well, it depends what we have and they need. And O'Brien says, well, be discreet. And Nog quotes a rule of requisition. And he's like, oh, he just needs one more thing from O'Brien, his whatever code, And O'Brien's like, and Nog's like, oh, just to be quicker. And Nog's like, when did Cisco say we needed to be done by? So he gave his authorization code to Nog, and that's what's going to be used for the rest of the episode. So Weyoun has been staring at Odo, and Odo would prefer he didn't. But to Weyoun, Odo's a god. Anyway, Odo says we're being hailed. Weyoun says don't respond. But Odo has that they forced their way in to the computer. There's no way to not pick up. Like a Federation computer doesn't have an option to keep it off. Call me back later. So he didn't realize that Weyoun was a clone. He knew Weyoun was a clone, but he didn't realize that there were two Weyouns at the same time. So he's like, which of you is the Weyoun I had the misfortune of dealing with? That was Weyoun V, the predecessor, was killed a month ago. So then Weyoun VI had an honor of replacing him. The Weyoun V was a great man, a true patriot. His death in a transporter accident was most unfortunate and still under investigation. And everybody looks at Damar. It's like a very thorough investigation, which found no trace of foul play. So this must be Weyoun VII, since that's Weyoun VI. And he's like, yeah, normally he wouldn't be increased. He wouldn't be turned on, activated. But he said, when the prior one is found defective, what else are you going to do? Of course, Weyoun V says he's not. Weyoun VI says he's not defective, but Weyoun VI says he's loyal to Odo. Odo wants him alive. Damar says you're a dead man. It's never going to make it to DS9. He said, there's no reason for you to be involved in this, Odo. And he's like, you just let him go. And he's like, Odo's like, I can't let him go. And Damar says, I can't. Weyoun VII says, I can't harm a founder. And Damar says, maybe you can, but I can. And he says, think it over, shapeshifter. One of our ships will be there shortly. So Weyoun VI says he's sorry, but he can tell them the truth now. So Odo says, fine, why did you defect? He's like, ever since he was activated, he felt like the war was a mistake. And he thinks their obsession with conquering the Alpha Quadrant is misguided. It's time they learn to live in peace with the solids. And he knows it's not his place to question founders. Maybe Weyoun VII's right. He is defective. Carlos says Nog should have been used like this more often. That guy could get you anything. Yep. Chronos says Nog dies in the concept of the new season of DS9. I don't know if I get that. Antidote Jill says driving and listening, to which Chronos reminds, don't drive and text. You're too important to us, Jill. Please be safe. Chronos says, I'm a clone of Chronos. If you are, that's good for you, Chronos. Amar says, Weyoun VI is a disgrace to him and all Vorta, as though he can't be held completely responsible. The Vorta cloning process is a delicate one. Every so often, a clone is found to be defective. Never to Weyoun before, but it does happen. And speaking of treachery, there's still a little matter of the death of Weyoun VI. It says, he was supposed to be on that transporter pad with him. He was called away, says Damar. You sure I can't interest you in a glass of Kanar? He says, I'm afraid my problems aren't going to be washed away that easily. Kronos says, Bird of Prey, is your therapist a hot chick? No, Kronos, he is not a hot chick. The lovely Sherry, says Qapla, Qapla, a lovely Sherry. So Damar is saying they can't let him reach the Federation. But Weyoun is saying he can't be part of killing a founder. He can't do it. Damar says, I'm not going to let all our dreams end in defeat to spare the life of one shapeshifter. So he's like, I doubt the Jem'Hadar would even fire if they knew he was on board. Well, that's different because way back when the Jem'Hadar first met the DS9 crew, and Odo and Kira were in a shuttle leaving the Defiant, the Jem'Hadar 100% were ready to fire on them and even attack them, use them as prisoners or make them seem that they were prisoners until they showed us, aha, Odo's people are really the founders, which even I think I had figured out by that point in real life for the first time. So those Jem'Hadar had never seen a founder. O'Brien is coming up, says good morning to Ezri. And she's like, I'd make myself scarce if I were you. And Kira calls O'Brien in, and would you mind explaining this? And it's the captain's office, but the captain's desk is gone. And he's like, this is your authorization code. Nog must have traded the captain's desk for a graviton stabilizer. He's like, I'll get the desk back. She's like, you damn well you're going to get the desk back. And he's like, I want his desk sitting right here. He'll be back in 2 days. And Nog is saying, don't worry, I didn't give away the desk. He loaned it out. He loaned it to Al Lorenzo, the chief of operations on Dago's Prime. He likes to take pictures of him collect hollow photos of himself sitting behind famous desks. But with the war, he can't get around, can't get away. Captain Picard's desk, Captain somebody else's desk, he's got a collection. So once he has the picture, he's going to send the graviton stabilizer. It's like, no, he's going to give us an induction module. He's like, what the USS Wasagi does. So the Wasagi is going to send us. No, they're giving a phaser emitter. And he's like, we don't need a phaser emitter. No, but the USS Sentinel does. And they have the extra stabilizer. And they're able to give it up for a phase emitter. That's the rumor, says Nog. And he's like, you made these deals based on a rumor? He's like, from a very reliable source. Like, you have to have faith. In the rumor? No. In the great material continuum. Who are they? It's not a they. It's the force that binds the universe together. He's like, you must have missed that class. On Ferenginar, they learn about the continuum when they have their first set of ears. And he's like, this isn't a time for Ferengi fairy tales. The continuum is real. There are millions and millions of worlds, each one with too much of one thing and not enough of something else. And the great continuum flows through them all like a mighty river, from have to want and back again. And if you navigate the continuum with skill and grace, our ship will be filled with everything our heart desires. And O'Brien says, I'd settle for a stabilizer and the captain's desk. And Nog says, a river will provide. It's actually some great stuff. Kronos says, is eggnog a thing? It is, doubly so, in DS9. The anti-derivative Jill says she always drives safely. Robert Rose Jr., Qapla, says hello today, Bird will pray, Mom will pray, and the sassy. Thank you, Robert. Kronos says, sing it, Bird of Prey, faith of the heart. I've got faith, I've got faith, faith of the heart. Kronos says, sing it. Pops is in the house, says, I had to stop in and show love since you are keeping me from watching modern Trek. Qapla Pops. So Weyoun is talking about a dream he had to Odo. Silly. Says, no, it's not. It's not easy to turn your back on your own people. Odo knows. Kronos says, you can Jaloja today. Yes, I've Jaloja'd several times today, Kronos, and I'll probably Jaloja again before this episode is over. So Weyoun asks if Odo will be able to be there during interrogation, and he says possibly, and Weyoun says that would make it much easier. And then the Jem'Hadar ship starts attacking the runabout. And Weyoun says he can't believe they're firing on Odo. The Jem'Hadar would never fire with a founder aboard. So maybe they finally got it through their head that I'm not a founder, or they don't know that they're firing on. He says, we got to let them know that you're on. They've been ordered not to communicate. Yeah. So Weyoun says, see if you can get above them. I'll explain later, just do it. So now they fell behind them. So he tells them where the shields are weakest. And right there, now every runabout should be able to defeat every Jem'Hadar fighter. It says, congratulations, you just saved our lives, says O'Brien. Says Odo. And he says, and may the founders forgive him. And Odo asks, did it ever occur to you the only reason you think of them as gods is because they built it into your genetic code? And of course, Weyoun says, of course, that's what gods do. Why be a god if there was no one to worship you? So O'Brien asks Rom, Nog's father, where Nog is. He says, I don't know, he left in a runabout a few hours ago. He's like, who gave him permission to use a runabout? He's like, oh, you did, Chief. and he shows him his own code. And he says, with Na gone, nothing else can go missing. But Martok is back. He's like, where is his cases of blood wine? And Worf says he doesn't know, but he'll find out. He's like, how could the runabout destroy a Jem'Hadar fighter? We'll send more ships, send an entire battalion. Fire at whom? Fire on sight. Fire at whom? It's the female shapeshifter. Who are we firing at? And so Damar says, we found a Federation runabout spying on a base. And Weyoun, Damar asks, are you feeling all right? And she's like, why do you ask? He's like, because of your face, your ugly shapeshifter face. She's like, I'm fine. But now I want the temperature in these rooms increased another 15 degrees. She does not share the Cardassians' love for heat. Have you located Weyoun VI? Only a matter of time, says number 7. If that's what you keep saying. And Damar says, did you notice her face? How parched it looked. So Weyoun VII is to contact whatever rock, tell all those ships to intercept the runabout. Kronos is runabout, stupid name for something in space. And Kronos is bird of prey. Are you God? I believe the question is, are you a God? And then if anybody asks you if you are one, you say yes. So Weyoun is saying he must know, Odo must know the story of how the founders created the Vorta. And he's like, no, I have a feeling you're going to tell me. Then the Vorta used to be quite different. They used to be small, timid, ape-like creatures living in hollowed out trees. One time, a wounded changeling came stumbling through the food to eat solid food. A family of Vorta hid the changeling from his pursuers. In exchange for saving his life, the changeling promised the Vorta that one day they'd be transformed into powerful beings, that they become an important part of a great new empire. And the changeling kept his word. So apparently the Vorta was promised by the changelings to get some type of special shave, or I don't know what. Something made them special, different from all the other Weyouns. all the other animals. And there's a sickness that spread throughout the Great Lake. The founders are dying. We've heard this story now. Hear it again. Anyway, it's on. If you don't eat out now, if you don't eat now, I don't know why it's saying eat, but if you don't, yep. Anyway. Weyoun is saying that the female shapeshifter is withering away, that the shapeshifters are all infected. The entire link is suffering. They're unable to find a cure. You'll be the last of your kind. And Odo says, why didn't you tell me this earlier? And he says, because he knew how much it was going to hurt him. But the Dominion will survive. Meaning what? Just think about it, Odo. You have an opportunity to rectify the mistakes your people made, to build a new Dominion of love and peace, not of war. It's like, well, what's your role going to be? He's like, well, whatever you want it to be. I wish only to serve. Sounds like a plan to me. Kill all the current Vorta and allow only this guy. Kronos is vertebrae. I messed up the quote and I'm cool with it. Yeah. Robert Rose Jr. says, late happy Alien Day to everybody. Odo's going to become the ice. Odo says in an hour, you may want to trade in that faith for a thermal blanket. It's the wrong desk, the wrong shape, the wrong color, wrong height, wrong width. I'll be right back, people. So Weyoun and Odo got out of the meteors because the Jem'Hadar started blowing up the ice pellets. Now, Weyoun VI messaged Weyoun VII and said, call off the ships. You don't need them anymore. And he activated his suicide device, his termination implant, and proven himself to be a worthy Vorter at last. And so now Weyoun VII has to call off those ships. And he said, Damar says you might have already told Odo too much. And Weyoun VII has ordered the Jem'Hadar to break off. And he says, it's just a risk we'll have to take to Damar. Anyway, Odo's pissed. He's Weyoun VII regrets any inconvenience they may have caused, even offers to fix any battle damage that the runabout has. So he could get a pain suppressant. He says it's not necessary. Give him his blessing. And he's like, I can't give you my blessing. Please tell him I've served you well. He's like, you have. You have served me well. You have my gratitude. It's time to chill out, says Kronos. And you have my blessing. Kronos says, too bad Seven wasn't there to warm him up. Kronos says, go, Gadget Odo. And Kronos says, Birdo Prey 5, please bless me. Kronos, in the name of Karoga, I bless you. Josh Reed says, what episode is it when Private Birdo Prey attacks Gowron and names Kronos Chancellor right before Worf fights Kronos? I believe that is the first half of the two-part end of the series. So, Cisco's desk is all fixed. He found Nog cleaning it, waxing it, or whatever. He says, about the stabilizer. He says, Ensign Nog told me we were able to get one, older one this morning. He was, yes. How long before you can have it online? 8 hours. The plan is to find out in 2. 2 it is, says O'Brien. Multiplied by 4 is 8. He never lost faith in the great material continuum. Chief, now Martok is here. I want you to have this. Consider it an apology. You found the blood one. Ensign Nog returned with 16 cases of 2309. There is no finer vintage. Even better than the one his wife sent. Anytime you're searching for wines or spirits, Cousin Caleb is the man to see. Cousin Gant, just another sailor on the Great River. He's got, somebody's got 10 cases of Corian brandy. It's the captain's favorite. So Odo's talking to Kira now. He don't think he'll ever forget the face when he died. He seemed so content. And Kira said the last thing he saw was one of his gods smiling at him when he died. He's a lucky man. She's like, Kira, please. She's like, no, listen to me. To Starfleet, the prophets are no more than wormhole aliens. But to me, they're gods. And her faith in them and his Weyoun's faith in Odo was enough for him. So the border might have to get along without their gods. Kronos says, Birdo Prey 5, you shall not have this day. Chronos is wax on, wax off. Chronos is what's that blood of Birdo Prey 5? Birdo Prey 5, the blood of the failed Pierogians. No, no, and no. Android of Jill is Park now. Great episode indeed. Whatever side wins, one thing is certain. I'm going to lose, says Odo. Not if the changelings win. There we go, guys. Treachery, Faith, and the Great River, Season 7, Episode 6, Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Next week, once more unto the breach, which is where Kor, the Dahar master, comes to Worf to secure a ship to command so he can die honorably in battle. But then we find out Martok hates Kor, and Kor hates Martok. And so Worf gets stuck in the middle and brings Kor aboard his own ship as third officer or third in command? Honestly, I didn't even think it was whatever it is, but it is what it is. Kor, the Har Master, not so easy to find an honorable death. Or is it? We'll see what happens. So guys, with that, I'm going to end the stream. No outro, just going to end it. I got to get ready for my therapy, physical therapy, and whatnot. Thank you all for hanging in and coming and hanging out tonight. Next week, once more unto the breach. Tomorrow, I will try to get out a Picard episode 9 review as quickly as I can. We'll see how it goes. And then Friday, we'll try another Bed Life. Bed Life on Friday. Probably on the main channel, but possibly on Birdo Prey 5X. So please go to Birdo Prey 5X, BirdoPrey5.com. You can get a link to Birdo Prey 5X and subscribe if you haven't already. One final thing, YouTube opened up thanks, which now on uploaded videos, not live streams, but uploaded videos, you can hit the thanks button, and it's kind of like leaving a super chat, but for uploaded videos. You can, it's from $2 to $50. And you get a fancy, colorful comment that you leave on the video if you're interested. Please check it out. I've never seen that work before. I'm curious how it works, but yeah. It's only for uploaded video. That's not for. No, it should work. Like it appears that all the Picard uploads have it, and I'm guessing older videos have it. So you guys just check that out. I don't know how it works. But yeah. No, it only works on channels that are monetized, Mama Frey. Yeah, no, it only works on monetized channels. No, you, Mama Frey, can't get anything on your channel. Josh, you said this Saturday you would play a movie again. I said I would try to get back to play movies on a Saturday. Maybe it's this Saturday. We'll see, but we'll wait till we get closer to Saturday to know for sure. And the Random Menace puts in a link to the Birdo Prey 5X channel. Thank you, Random Menace. With that, guys, Qapla All, Bird out.